Hello, dear friends. This is Molly with Soul School Spiritual Guidance and Healing. I'm so very glad that you guys are here with me today. This is a general and collective message that I am delivering on behalf of Spirit. It's pretty important because they've been trying to get me to talk about it, and I've hinted at it here and there in readings. But they've been trying to get me to talk about it for a couple of weeks now, and I've had a lot going on in my life, a lot with getting the channel started back up again. I've now added memberships to the channel if you guys are interested in checking those out. I now have 2 tiers. One that will get you all extended zodiac sign readings. The other will get you any additional extended readings that I post, including monthly pick a pile readings. As many piles as there are, I will do an extended and you will have access to them all on that second tier of membership. Otherwise, extended readings are back. Everything you need is linked to in the description box of whatever video you're watching at the time, all right? Same is true if you guys are trying to hit me up for personal readings or personal monthlies. Those are my favorite, all right? So let's jump into the message. The greatest trick the devil ever played was to make you believe he didn't exist. Now, the devil here is obviously a metaphor. The devil itself as an image, as a symbol, is sort of like an anthropomorphization of dark energies, of what some people would call archonic energies. Who's that guy? I can't think of his name right now. But there's a really famous channel medium out there who talks a lot about, I gotta look it up. I just can't find it right now. I will try to drop a link in the description box below. It's really hard for me to be in research mode and channeling mode at the same time. So we're gonna just find that later, okay? I might even link to you a video where he talks about the nature of archonic entities, but nonetheless, what I'm talking about here are what Thoth the Atlantean refers to in the Emerald Tablets as the Brothers of Darkness. All right, I have some reading I'm going to do for you guys today, but in short, what I'm here to talk to you guys about is the fact that there are a lot of light workers out there who are very, very, very unaware of the forces that oppose them. All right, they don't just oppose us, they oppose ascension. They oppose peace of mind. They oppose liberation of mind. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself, all right? But this is the message that Spirit really wants to get through to you today. And the reason why is because I've seen a lot of statements made in spiritual lightworker starseed communities that claim that if you just focus on love and light, that's all that there is that's going to exist in the world. All right, that is a beautiful fantasy, but there's so much evidence out there that it's just not true. All right, so the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean are a set of ancient texts that I've referred to time and time again on my channel, and I believe I've actually read some of these passages here from Tablet 6, The Key of Magic. Basically, let me summarize the Emerald Tablets for anybody who hasn't read it. Thoth the Atlantean is like, yo, I was there at Atlantis, okay? And it was my goal to ascend as high as I possibly could. He talks about exiting the cycles of karma, which is another thing that I bring up every now and then on my channel. Once you do that, you essentially get to become a free creator of your reality. You go to what he calls the halls of Amenti, and are given a task. They're like, well, what kind of job do you want now that you have ascended out of being bound to the karmic cycles of the planet Earth? And he says, I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher of man, and I want to teach them how they can follow in my footsteps of ascension, how that they can understand all of the forces that exist in the world so that they can become empowered, and that what does he call it here? The warfare between darkness and light can be shifted more in favor of the light. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start by reading some passages. I'm gonna link to this below, by the way. This is all from Crystal Links. You can get all the emerald tablets online. They're definitely not in the public, they're definitely in the public domain. There's no copyright on this, okay? They're like thousands of years old, all right? So he begins, this is the beginning of book 6. Hark ye, O man, I love how he talks, to the wisdom of magic, hark the knowledge of powers forgotten. Long ago in the days of the first man, warfare began between darkness and the light. And throughout the rest of this chapter or book of the tablet, I guess, he talks a lot about this battle. How to identify if you are somebody who is striving towards the light, how to identify the work of the darkness, and how to protect yourself from it, okay? Because I see some things going on in the world right now. I just recently expatriated myself from the United States of America, and I really did try, I've been trying to put some distance between me and their media cycle, because brothers of darkness, okay? Brothers of darkness. That's what's going on. The media cycle right now is very finely tuned in order to keep people in fear. In order to keep people in a mode of self-limitation, self-restricting beliefs. Because isn't it so much, actually Foucault talks about this. Michel Foucault, who's an amazing philosopher, sociologist, he wrote primarily in the 70s and 80s, I believe. And he talks about, like in his work, Docile Bodies, he talks about how back in the Middle Ages, the forces of darkness worked through government by literally attacking people's bodies. But as society and earth philosophy, earth culture moved more towards a more humanistic approach, that was seen as bad. Like, we don't attack people's bodies now, unless, I'm not gonna say it. They murdered a 13-year-old boy, you guys. They murdered, a Chicago policeman murdered a 13-year-old boy. I'm sorry, but it's truth out there, okay? I'm not calling him an agent of darkness. I'm calling the institution is all about darkness, okay? Foucault in Docile Bodies talks about how now people in power realize it's much more efficient to control people if you get them to control themselves. And you get them to control themselves by putting them in a state of fear, in a state of codependence, in a state of need. And it's so much easier to get people to walk in line rather than whipping them to get them to stand in line, okay? So it's getting pretty radical, all right? A lot of these are my thoughts that are being triggered by spirit. They're like, all right, talk about this now, talk about that, all right? This is all information that's available to you out there, all of this philosophy, the Emerald Tablets, Docile Bodies. Docile Bodies is the name of the work by Michel Foucault. I'll try to find a PDF and link to it down in the description box as well. I'm gonna type it here so I don't forget. Docile Bodies, okay. All right, back to the Emerald Tablets, you guys. Sorry to be jumping all over the place, all right? But this is what he's talking about. This eternal struggle between darkness and light, fiercely it is fought through all the ages, using strange powers hidden to man. He talks about the fact that there are those of us who have spent lifetime after lifetime after lifetime working towards the light, working to bring the light down to planet Earth. Whereas there are others who have worked age after age after age after age to keep us in the darkness, all right? So where's this really, really powerful? Some they were masters of darkness who sought to fill all with their darkness, sought to draw others into their night. Fiercely withstood they the masters of brightness. Those are the light workers, okay? Fiercely fought they from the darkness of night, sought to ever tighten the fetters. Tighten the fetters, you guys. That is imagery that is straight out of the tarot. When you look at the devil card in the tarot, he's got people bound up by fetters, all right? So please understand that the same entities that Thoth is talking about like 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, whenever he wrote this, are the same ones that we can see appearing in the devil card in the tarot today, all right? The chains that bind the men to darkness of night, and they use always the dark magic brought into men by the power of darkness, magic that enshrouded man's soul with darkness. Forever they walked and worked in darkness, hiding from the light, and in the darkness of night, silently, secretly, they used their power, enslaving and binding the soul of men. Where did it go? This is the one I want. Okay, into man's mind space, reach the dark brothers. All right. So what this is saying is that like the dark entities, the devils, the demonic, archonic entities of the world, if you will, they know that the easiest way to your soul is through your mind. And they have many, many methods for manipulating our thought patterns. All right. There is a phrase that kept coming up in my Taurus reading last night. You will know them by the fruit they bear. I gotta Google that. It's a Bible verse. Matthew 7:15 through 20. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves. You will know them by the fruit they bear. The media, the government, all the institutions in our life, family, religion, school, they come in sheep's clothing like, we're just here to help you guys. But inwardly they are ravenous wolves. And here's what I mean when I say you will know them by the fruit they bear. If you're questioning whether or not somebody or something that you're dealing with is a product of darkness, ask, what energy do they bring into your life? Do they bring fear? Do they bring doubt? Do they bring a lack of faith? Do they make you question your faith in yourself? Do they make you feel disempowered? Do they make you feel like you need to depend on them? Okay? Because the forces of light are trying to liberate you, trying to empower you, and your ascension. Okay? So there are a lot of people out there doing work for the brothers of darkness without even realizing it. In fact, oh my God, let me go back to that quote. Boo, boo, boo. This is crazy. Dark is the way the dark brothers travel, dark of the darkness, not of the night. Traveling over earth, they walk through man's dreams. Okay? They can get into your dreams. That's why dream work is very, very important. It starts with meditation, all right? By dipping your toe into that realm of meditation, lucid dreaming, astral travel, what's happening is you are declaring sovereignty over your own mind space. Mantras, affirmations can also do the same thing. The power of positive thinking. Yes, you do want to think positively so you can draw positivity towards you, but it's foolish to pretend that the darkness doesn't exist. And that's what Spirit wants me to talk about today. All right. There is another line in here that talks about how there are people who are unknowingly calling forth the darkness from below. All right. I'm not criticizing witchcraft as a practice writ large, okay? I'm criticizing those who, I guess I'm trying to appeal to, okay? those who call upon demonic entities in order to empower themselves. Because listen, there are so many metaphysical beings that are here to help you work through the light and that do support the use of magic. Okay, that you can, like for instance, Morgan, Bridget, Dagda, I have channeled all of these entities during magic rituals. All right, Thoth, Anubis, Sekhmet. Like there are so many entities out there that are brothers of the light, brothers and sisters of the light that you can call upon. But when you are calling upon any entity that is compromising your free will or the free will of another, please know that that's a brother of darkness. That's a brother or a sister of darkness, okay? He says here, know ye, O man, in the end light must conquer, and darkness and night be banished from life. All right? He also says it's easy to follow their pathway, easy to follow the path that they lead. But yet, O man, heed me my warning. Light only comes to him who strives. Okay? Just waking up and believing in love and light is not enough. You got to do that. This is what shadow work is. Pulling ourselves out of the darkness that we have already fallen into unconsciously in our lifetime. The fear, the self-doubt, the lack of faith, the disempowerment, the codependence. That's why shadow work is so important. It's hard. It's not easy at all. At all. But he says here, light comes only to him who strives. It is easy to follow the path of darkness. There's so much here, you guys. It goes on and on and on. And let me go ahead and share this with you. Actually, let me kind of browse over what's here because there's a lot I want to share with you. At the end of this tablet of book 6, he shares with you words that you can speak, practices that you can engage with, rituals that you can do. It's magic, yo. It is magic to help protect yourself from the forces of darkness, all right? He says, seek ye first a place bound by darkness. Place ye a circle about thee. Stand erect in the midst of the circle. Use thou this formula, and you shalt be free. Raise thou thine hands to the dark space above thee. Close thou thine eyes, and draw in the light. Call to the spirit of light through the space-time. Using these words, and thou shalt be free. So these are the words he's suggesting we use. Fill thou my body, O spirit of life. Fill thou my body with spirit of light. Come from the flower that shines through the darkness. Come from the halls where the 7 lords rule. This, by the way, is the Halls of Amenti, if you want to know more about it. It's basically like, it's a lot like the Akashic Records, a bit different. I don't know, check it out. You have to read the text yourself to get it, okay? And then he actually spells out each of their names and says, you should probably call them by name. You can get all of that information from the text itself. But I do like this right here. Fill thou my body, O spirit of life. Fill thou my body with spirit of light. Okay? If that's as much as you can manage, I'm going to start doing that before I sit down to my readings. Because this whole book, this whole chapter of the Emerald Tablets is specifically talking about the ways in which dark forces work in the world today. All right? So, if you have to ask yourself, is this a dark entity? Look at them. You'll know by the fruits that they bear. What are you picking off of that tree? Is it hope, love, faith? Even in the light, even in the face of knowing that this darkness exists? Can you still hold on to faith, hope, love, light? Or is this person or entity bringing to you, and free will. Free will is of the light, okay? In fact, to me, that's the main difference between if I'm working with an entity that is of the light or one that is of the darkness, okay? Because those who are of the darkness don't give a shit about your free will. They just don't. Those of the light understand that free will is an essential tool that was given to you in creation, at the time of creation, that cannot be taken from you without you willfully giving it, okay? It's easy to get tricked into going down that path, all right? Where you give up your free will in order for, I don't know, what seems like a easy ticket to fame, fortune, success, right? It's devil energy. It's demonic energy. It's archonic energy. It's the brothers of darkness, all right? So just know that they're out there. I think that's the main thing that Spirit really wants me to get across to my collective right now, okay? Another thing that's important for you to understand is that now and through the ages, these people have been in positions of power on the earthly plane, okay? Now I'm channeling, like semi-channeling Aquinas, St. Thomas Aquinas, and he talks about divine law always trumps human law, right? Know the difference between the two. Know the difference between the two. Because human law is flawed, and especially when it's run by the agents of darkness. When you look back over history and you're like, man, that was some effed up stuff. Colonialism, slavery, torture, the birth of the prison. That's another text written by Michel Foucault. I highly recommend, right? Understand how these forces work, and it'll be so much easier for you to see them when they're operating in front of you, okay? I feel like I keep feeling like this is a connection to the justice system, okay? A lot of people are living their lives unconsciously, like not even knowing that they are agents of this sort of oppression of the light, okay? The more we all start to talk about the beings that are here to assist us in our ascension, the more these figures are going to strive to interrupt that message. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. This is from the Past Life Oracle cards. I didn't know what wanted to come out, obviously, but this is, they're well shielded, well guarded, well camouflaged. The brothers of darkness, okay? But this is also a symbol for those of us, the masters of brightness, right? Light workers. Those of us who have done the work to overcome the devil within us, the darkness within us, so that we can continue to strive towards the light, all right? And it is about energetic protection. Energetic protection, all right? Shield yourself. See, this is a unicorn. They're telling me a story of people beginning to unlock their own personal power, unlock the message that what we think is what we create, all right? Now, take a step back and be like, why is that the thing that I want to create? Is it because it will bring me peace, love, oneness with all that exists on earth? Or is it coming from a place of fear, lack of separation? Okay, be careful. Because the motivation that feeds your desire to do magic, to do service to others, even service to self, okay? Where that desire comes from, that's the water that gets poured on the tree to feed the fruit that it bears, right? So always double check your own motivations and say, am I doing this out of fear? Am I doing this out of shame? Am I doing this out of powerlessness? Am I doing this out of a lack of love? And if the answer to that is yes, go into the shadow and shine the light, okay? Once you know your truth, guard yourself with it. Don't let somebody take it out of your hands, all right? Don't let somebody take it out of your hands. Man, I told you guys, this is not going to be the most fun message for me to channel. But it's very, very important. We have the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms wants to come out now. I hope this does not sound like me preaching, but I mean, in a way, that's kind of what it is. The Well Watchers. Yes, yes, yes. Give me a second to figure out who this is, though. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, you guys, they just said that's me. That this is a well of knowledge, and then look, there's this big old building back behind this well. This well is fenced in. This is guarded knowledge. This is not information for everybody out there. Okay? Just because some people aren't ready to receive it. They told me that that's me and that this is them whispering into my ear. This 7 here is to me a number of pause and assess, analyze. Stop and look at what you've just been handed and use your discernment. And that's advice for you guys as well. If anything that I've said today resonates with you, research it. Look it up. Click on the links below, right? Read Foucault. Read the Emerald Tablets. They're not the easiest things to read. But the more that you can understand the dynamics of how the darkness works in this world, the easier it will be for you to conquer it. And the way that she's standing like this, you could tell. I told you guys, this is a message that's been trying to come through for a couple weeks, and I was nervous about letting it out. She's guarding her heart chakra. I was nervous about letting this out. Thank you, Spirit. I love when Spirit talks about me like I'm not even in the room. I'm talking to you. Yeah. This is what we're being warned against. These 3 energies together. I'm going to go into each one by one. The Horse King. This super reminds me of like Ivan the Terrible or something like it. Doesn't he look like super kind of Russian? I bet Ivan the Terrible. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. Throughout history, and he even says it, throughout the ages. And this whole thing goes on like right before our eyes. This struggle of the forces of darkness to maintain authority and power and control here on the earth. They're going to show up offering help. And be like, oh my gosh, really? You can help me get this job. You can make that person fall in love with me. You can make somebody who hurt me suffer. Bet, let's do it. Let's join forces. That's the easy path to walk, my friends. Okay? This totally evil dude shows up on a white horse. That's deception. Because you and I both know from watching Westerns, white horse always belongs to the good guy, right? Yeah. Nah. They got tricks. They got tricks. Okay? So this is one of the ways in which the brothers of darkness, brothers and sisters of darkness, and non-binary creatures of darkness, okay, work to, what is the phrase that I want? To bind with darkness the children of light. In fact, oh my gosh, let me show you this. This is really, really, really important, okay? The brothers of darkness seek for their brothers those who have traveled the pathway of light. In other words, the brighter you begin to shine your light, the more committed you become towards an orientation of bringing light and not darkness into the world, the more attention you're going to attract from the dark forces. Because listen to this. For well they know that those who have traveled far towards the sun in their pathway of light have great and yet greater power to bind with darkness, the children of light. The more powerful you are, the more they'd love to recruit you. Because you could use all of that. You could use all of your spiritual strength to help spread darkness. Okay? I feel sad. Find community, you guys, because he's talking here in the Emerald Tablets about how these forces work together. They work together united. And the best way for the light workers to do the same is to work together united. Okay? Somebody offering you the ability to control your situation, sign me up. Don't do it. Don't do it, you guys. Don't do it. Because, true power is in being able to navigate the flow of life, not to control the outcome of things, all right? So, the desire to be powerful and in control, that's one of the ways that the Dark Brothers will appeal to you. The second is they will appeal to your survival instincts, to your feelings of scarcity, to feelings of fear. And dude, what's crazy is the whole thing that Thoth is describing in the Emerald Tablets, where he talks about the halls of Amenti. I feel like there's no basement in the Alamo. I feel like it's all in this underground complex that exists beneath the pyramids. Okay? It's down there. There's chambers and stuff. I don't know. Can I tell him that? I'm not going to tell him that. Okay. There are certain astral travel exercises that you can do that... Okay, he says tell him. If you want to visit with Thoth the Atlantean, astral travel to the area beneath the Great Pyramid of Giza. All right? Now, I'm going to tell you about how you can get in there. Because just because you astral travel there doesn't mean that they're going to let you in to talk to Thoth. This is a very vivid experience that I have in my life, okay? When you get there, Anubis will be guarding the chamber. And he's going to ask to look at your crown chakra. You just kind of look, he's going to say, who are you? And the way that, your ID that you have to show to get in is right here. Because advanced entities can actually view, I used to think that if I were to look at somebody's chakras, I would look at them straight on. But more advanced beings, 4th, 5th, 6th dimensional beings, look from the top down. That's just the message. That's just the way that it is. And in fact, now when I talk to people and I do readings for people, sometimes they will show me the top-down view of their chakras. because you can see which chakras are bleeding. I call them bleeding because it looks like colors. It looks like dye protruding from a center. And if you got somebody who's got some red or some yellow or some orange all over the place, you know that they're bleeding from, they're leaking energy from their lower chakras. Okay? So let's say you astral travel to the basement of the Alamo. Just kidding, that's where Pee Wee Herman's bike is. Okay? Some of you guys are like, what is she talking about? But if you were a child of the 90s, you know exactly there's no basement in the Alamo. Okay? It's this chamber underneath the Great Pyramid of Giza. All right? And you can astral travel there. But that doesn't mean you're going to get in. Okay? Some of you will. And you're going to have a conversation. Okay? He's actually letting me know. Because at the end of this book, this whole Emerald Tablets, he's like, now, do good with this information that I've given you because I'm going to be back. And I have to tell you that time has come. Okay? Thoth has returned. He is back on Earth in the energetic field. It's a different dimension, but you guys can access it. We can all access it. Okay? I'm glad that this message is buried like 30 to 35 minutes into this because I'm sure that people who think I'm crazy clicked off a long time ago. All right? But it's almost like here you are on the path, like you've set your destination, you're deep in meditation, you're going to astral travel you're going to go meet Thoth, right? And then this dark brother shows up and is like, no, that's really scary. You guys don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Okay? So you can literally be on the path to ascension and they'll still show up and try to get you off of the path. Okay? The other temptation that the forces of darkness are going to bring to you is of material wealth. And also the power to create and manifest anything that you desire. Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel like I could create and manifest anything that I desire, but I also love the world. And therefore, like that limits the manifestations that I'm willing to even consider, right? I love the world. I want to bring lightness to the world. I'm on the path. This is bringing in the message that I had for my Aries. They're going to offer you a lead role in a cage. Whereas this, being a light worker, baby, that's just a walk-on part in the war. That's a walk-on part of the war. Those lines come from Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. Did you exchange a walk-on part in the war for a lead role in a cage? They're saying don't do it. Understand that these are the mechanisms through which they work. Okay? I really feel like this is super, not even like the genie from Aladdin, but Jafar. Do you know what I mean? Baby, I love you. Say hi to my people. And then you gotta go. Because Aladdin wanted to do good things with his power, right? And Jafar just wanted to like destroy everybody who hated him and be the richest person in the world. And the genie was essentially this agent caught in between. The genie is the force of magic. He's talking about, this whole chapter is called the Key of Magic. Magic does not discriminate. Energy does not discriminate. You rub the lamp and a genie comes out, it's like, what's your wishes? Not like, I can only grant wishes that are in the highest good of all. Right? So please understand, some of you guys do not know that you're doing work for the other team. And once you realize that, all you have to do is stop. All you have to do is stop. Look and question, where's the shadow in you that made the path of darkness seem appealing? Y'all, this is a long message. Can we? Thank you. They said we're gonna finish it up. You guys, I don't know why, but that's the way I feel. They will tempt you to keep your heart closed. They will tempt you to keep your heart closed. That ties in with my Taurus message that I just did yesterday. I feel like the regular Taurus message that is on YouTube right now, it's called Lovers Gotta Love. It was a really good message, but yo, you guys, the way the Pleiadians show up in that extended is unreal. Unreal. You want to talk about forces of light, masters of brightness. Whoo, they share some tricks. They share some tricks. All right, so if you're interested, definitely check out those extendeds. Let me go ahead and bring in some advice or whatever higher perspective spirit would like me to share at this time. This magician, you are the creator. You are the creator. Each of you holds the wand, right? You choose what you create. And what you create, snap. Your creation is the fruit. And you're the tree. Whatever waters the tree influences the fruit. It's almost like if you pour water onto the tree, you're going to get these beautiful flowers, you're going to get beautiful fruit. If you pour shit onto the tree, you're going to get something rotten and funky and gross. Be clear. Be clear. Use your discernment. Weigh it out. Where is the word weigh? List ye, O man, to he who comes to you, but weigh in the balance if his words be of light. You will know them by the fruit they bear. Look at the fruit. Sniff it, smell it, squeeze it, crack it open. Is there worms inside? For many there are who walk in dark brightness and yet are not the children of the light. There, you guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go ahead and call it out. I've been watching a lot of Nicki Minaj interviews and stuff. And maybe here's the reason why, to call out other people in the same industry as she is, okay? That's what I'm being asked to do. There are other tarot readers. There are other ET channels. There are other psychic mediums whose goal is to perpetuate fear in you. Weigh in the balance. Weigh in your own balance. Now they're showing me like, the scales of justice. Weigh in your balance if those words are of light or if they're of dark. Okay? I've done a message like this in the past, by the way. Okay? 7 of Cups. Through this process, you'll see through the illusions. You'll see through the illusions and you will know. You will know. You will know that it's time to move away from them. Okay? Victory lies in turning, like just turn the other cheek, whatever, whatever Jesus would do about it. Because I tell you what, that was a brother of the light. Okay? There are a lot of people who have warped his words and his message. They put it all in a book and they made a bunch of rules and they shut down the intellectual pursuits of those in late antiquity. Yeah, I am actually kind of talking about the Catholic Church. Okay? Those are some examples. And I'm talking about medieval, like Middle Ages, like going back through time. There are institutions that are built in dark brightness. Hey, we're just here to help. Hey, I brought a white horse. You want to get on my white horse? You know what they're going to hand you, babe? The lead role in a cage. What spirit, the light, is trying to offer to you. It is a walk-on part in the war, but this is the war. You're one of many, many people who is striving towards the light right now. And I feel like this message needs to be delivered to get more people to act with discernment on the messages that they're hearing from society, from people, from other alleged light workers. They are dark, bright workers is what they are. Let's just call them out. There's this one lady I'm thinking of, I can't even think of her name. But all she wants to talk about is the reptilians and how they're all in control. Yeah, you know what? Maybe they are. Just go ahead and accept it and decide how you're going to live your life differently. Because if it's to live in fear every day, let me tell you what, they've won. They've won. Because fear will get you to limit yourself like nothing else in the world. I feel like they just put me down. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. I feel like my message has been delivered to you guys today. I hope that it has been well received. Thank you so much for the opportunity to just talk at you guys for 45 minutes straight about these messages that I've been getting from Spirit lately. They thank you. They thank you. They want me to read this again. Because they're like, we're here for you. Come to us in meditation. I just said it and then I scrolled through and look what I found. Know ye this knowing. Always beside thee walk the children of light. Okay? These extra dimensional, extraterrestrial, whatever you want to call them, entities, they're always walking beside you. All you have to do is call upon them. Masters they of the sun power, ever unseen, yet the guardians of men. Open to all is their pathway, open to he who will walk in the light. Free are they of the dark amenti, and free of the halls where life reigns supreme. What that means is they're free from the karmic cycles of earth. They don't have to reincarnate like we do. They got out. And their role is to help us free ourselves from that cycle. Now, some of us who are here now on this earth plane, we volunteered to step back into the cycle so that we can, because it came up in my Taurus reading, because what they cannot do is create and manifest here like actual tangible things here on earth, but you and I can. They're here to guide us. But we're here on earth in these bodies, back in the third density, again, to be able to create lightness and brightness on earth. Okay? These dudes will get you caught up in some more karma and try to get you to not return to the light. Okay? Does that make sense? Read the Emerald Tablets. It's kind of long, but there is also there's an audio file. There's a couple videos. I might just go ahead and link to that. There are videos on YouTube where you can listen to this. And in fact, like, there's one where the dude's voice is just like really stellar. It sounds like what I think Thoth would sound like if he was talking to me. Okay? Oh my gosh. Sons are they and the lords of the morning, children of light to shine among men. Like man are they and yet are unlike. Never divided were they in the past. Because, oh my God, seriously? All right. At the point of creation, some people were created in division. Some people have always lived their life aligned with the darkness. Some people have always lived their life aligned with the light. And some people have to do that struggle in order to find their way, all right? Those who are of the light are always here to help us. But you also need to know that those that are of the darkness are always there to throw us off our paths, okay? Thank you so much for being here, you guys, and for enduring this message. I'm gonna go cleanse myself and take a nap, all right? I love you. I hope I see you back on my channel again soon. Take care.